live. I'm waiting for it to come in.
Okay.
It says it's sending data right now, so I'll wait for it to continue that. While it's doing that, we'll wait for everybody to come in. If you guys are still joining us, we are waiting for a few more people to come in. I forgot Trey's not here, so I got to manage the a little bit. All right, we're streaming.
Okay,
hey guys,
we're streaming.
Welcome to 40 People Podcast. I'm your host, Vision X, and this show is for the people, by the people, to bring power back to the people. We're joined by our creative judges herself, Miss Nikki.
Hey, everybody, welcome back.
And I want to ask Nikki some questions. Nikki, so we had the whole thing happen with the TikTok issue that happened yesterday. So
Yes.
Explain what happened.
Well, when I made the comment about Marco Rubio, well, I can't say it on here, but I made a comment about him doing fellatio, and apparently that particular portion got us banned, got our live removed. So as a result, I had to make do a 5-question test. And so our ban, we initially had a ban for Saturday, that we couldn't go live until Saturday, but I did the test. I passed with flying colors, and so we're able to stream again. So I was under the impression that you could talk about public figures, but apparently not.
That is so weird. But you know what? I was watching somebody else's content as well. They said that they had the same issues, that when they say something about a political figure, especially the O's, the U's, the J's, they said their content starts to get like shadow banned and stuff. And I said, I'm not into all this censor stuff. You're not going to be able to say whatever you want. And then when somebody says something about you or your group or something, all of a sudden you can't say that. You know what I mean? I'm just not going to play those games with people. So
exactly.
That's just one of those things there. So yeah. We just want to give you guys an explanation of what happened yesterday, because people was like, the TikTok, it just went off. Well, that was the reason why. So that's why we're telling everybody to come to YouTube as well. Also, on the side note, YouTube's starting to act funny too. So now all of our stuff is starting to be limited. I'm just like, they just, the censorship stuff, they're just doing way too much. Like it's just starting to become a little too much. So I just want to let you guys know that. Let's see who's in our chats right now. T-Coop67, hey, thanks for joining. Mr. Phone Posit, what's up, family? Just came in from work, locked in down. Hey, thanks for joining. Everybody else, we do see that you are joining. Thank you so much. And then, Nikki, you want to talk to TikTok real quick before we begin?
Thank you, TikTok, for joining us tonight. Hey, Brittany. And everybody for joining us. We're going to be on for an hour tonight. We thank y'all for joining us. And, as always, show love for the live, like and share the live. And yeah, we're happy to be here with y'all.
All right, perfect. So we're just going to jump right into it today, since we only have an hour today. So I want to show 2 videos before we start. We just going to start off with some fire like we always did. And everybody, thank you so much. You guys really, people, you know what, Nikki? People said that the show yesterday was probably our best show.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they said it was just like me and you just ran it very well. It was organic and everything. They really loved it. So I just want to let you know about that. But we're going to start with
everybody.
And we're going to take a look.
What'd you say? I said, oh my God, your teeth. Your teeth. Go back where? Go to the dentist. What'd you say?
All right, so that's the first video. Somebody said a mouthful of poisonous fangs. Another person said she tried to throw the top lip over them. Slurring today. Somebody else says, "Oh my God, your teeth!" The quick head turn and close their mouth through me. And then this is another video. Let's take a look.
Fucking hit you and ran. Fuck you, bitch. And that's what your problem is. You son of a bitch.
Oh, here's an update. This guy has been identified.
You ugly, dirty white bitch. Yo. Yeah, bitch, you going to jail. Yeah. Yeah, you going to jail. Yeah, you going to jail. Yeah.
If you missed it, he did spit on the woman and physically attack her after he said what he said. His name is Ron Gorham. Here he is. And he looked lovely. Y'all need to pray for Ron. Ron lives a very scary life. And the reason why I say that, and I'm being serious here, I can imagine what he feels every single day because his dogs are black.
Yeah.
And here's the Jeep that he was so infamously upset about. And here's the best part. This is Ron getting arrested.
Nobody fucking hit you in.
So I want to see, I should have read the comments on that. Actually, I'll go back to it real quick. I'm not going to pull it up, but somebody said he called her the N-word, then assault her. That's a federal hate crime. Another person says, hope you make black friends in jail, Ron. And one other person says she matched his energy and didn't back down. So, Nikki, what do you think?
I'm glad she matched it. Well, let me go back to Baby Shark with the first video, because with them fucking teeth. See, this is the thing. I told y'all, start roasting these bitches, because if they giving you material, but not the next clip. Yeah, he would have got fucked up. Like I'm sorry. Like she matched his energy, but the first nigger, that's all it would have been for me. You would have got that off one time, and you would have got your shit rocked. And again, this is how I know Black Jesus loves me, because the amount of cases I would have to fucking catch. Trump is emboldening you people. Don't catch a 45 fucking with 47, because that's what the fuck you gonna get. You gonna get a 45 because you fucking with 47. He's not gonna be here forever, and y'all gonna come across the wrong black person, either the wrong nigga at the wrong time, or it's gonna be the right nigga at the right time. But either way, you gonna get what the fuck is coming to you. Because we don't do nothing but mind our fucking business. You white people go and seek us the fuck out. You napkin American motherfuckers are always bothering us. We don't do nothing to y'all. You cannot leave us alone. Y'all never beaten the allegations. But yeah, I want to see more of them getting their ass whooped. That's you. Oh, you're inciting violence. You goddamn right I am. Fuck this non-peaceful shit. No, you bring in the smoke, we gonna give it right back to you. Start knocking these people the fuck out.
You know what's funny about that is that it's like they want you to be non-violent when they're hitting you, or they're spitting on you, or they're throwing things at you. I said, I'm looking at this like, you want me to be non-violent after you spit on me? I'm about to beat the brakes off you. Are you serious?
Come on.
What kind of stupid shit is that you're going to spit on me and think that I'm not going to knock you out? Like, I don't understand. That's one of the nastiest things ever, especially with all the diseases going on now. COVID-57 is about to come out soon. I said, you're not about to spit on me. It's just not going to happen.
They don't see us as human, and they still think. Remember, when he said "Make America Great Again," that was him. That was a nod to the Jim Crow era. That's what that meant. Because America has only been great for who? White men. White men in that era could literally shoot, kill, rape anybody, and nothing would happen to them. And what did Mango Mussolini say? I can go on Fifth Avenue and kill somebody right now, and nothing will happen to me. That's all this is. He is bringing Jim Crow back. And they think that they're in that era. They never left. And that's what he's bringing. That's what he's trying to perpetuate. So they feel comfortable now doing that. Because when Obama was president, we're not going to act like when Obama was president, racism ceased to exist. No, it did. But it was still suppressed. It wasn't on the scale that it is now, because Mango Mussolini said, hey, y'all, time to be racist again. This is what it is. So that's what they're operating off of. But they don't realize that to Trump, they're just a pawn. He doesn't give a fuck. And this whole their party is the violent party. They always have been. January 6th, that's it. You can't talk about nothing the fuck else. You cannot say y'all are non-violent with January 6th on the books. You can't say it. And everything else you've done since the beginning of fucking history, y'all have always been violent. So why are you trying to push this narrative that you're so peaceful? Because they talk trash, they insult liberals, they do all of this stuff. But the minute something happens on their side, then we all got to be peaceful now. We all, Charlie Kirk, prime example. He wanted to talk all that shit. He talking at the side of his neck. He got shot in that motherfucker. And now all of a sudden, we supposed to sit here and kumbaya with you crackers. Nah, fuck that. He got what the fuck he got what the fuck he deserved. Feel how you want to feel about it. I don't give a fuck. And his wife out here doing what she doing with JD Vance. We see the setup coming a mile of fucking way. She getting prepped for first lady status. That's all that is. You mean to tell me that man died, and all of a sudden the vice president is hosting his podcast? When has a sitting vice president hosted a fucking podcast? A racist one at that. Yeah, they think this is Jim Crow 2.0. That's all they want this to be.
Yeah, and I want to show you, and speaking of Jim Crow 2.0, I want to show you two videos back to back. One video, and before I start that, I want to thank everybody for coming in. Samuel C, nice to see you. He says, sadly, a little girl spit on me at work yesterday, and yep, I'm still heated about it. Ew. I want what type of job do you do or industry? Let us know that as well. T Coop, nice to see you. HACF, hey, thanks for joining. He said they're going to FAFO because a lot of us are armed. I keep over 3,000 rounds for each firearm. Oh, okay.
Come on.
Gel 4, let them know. And I think this must be a new person. Hey, thanks for joining and everything. All right, so I'm going to show you these next videos just to show people like this is what Black people go through on a daily basis. And I just want to get this through people's head because I think people act like they don't understand. And so let's watch the first video. Let's take a look.
So imagine this, right? You're trying to get some experience in the medical field. You apply for a job. You're going through the ins and outs of the training process. Boom, you're on your on-floor training. They better get you set up. Mind you, you're getting a feel for the place. And as you're going in and out of some of these rooms, you're getting weird looks from certain people. You look on their, you know what I'm saying? You look in the database because you got it like that. And you see where these people are from. You're like, damn, this is, real rural. One of these is a known sundown town, actually. But let's not get into that. And you can just tell when you walk in these rooms, like some people aren't even like acknowledging your presence. Some people aren't saying hello, which is fine. I'll deal with that. But then you go to the IT dude to get your account made. So you go up these stairs, so you go to get your account made. Mind you, this is a job you really need the experience. Like you get handed this piece of paper. It says managing monkeys on it, sir. For my pre-made temporary password, managing monkeys. 2, by the way, mind you, the one other person that was training me was a guy from Sudan. And we're the only Black people in this whole, you know what I'm saying? Right. It's safe to say I don't work there now. That shit had me so hot, like it's hard to explain what I was going through. Like at first I was trying to give him the benefit of the doubt. I'm like, my initials is MM, like maybe auto-generate. Oh, stop, bro. There's no way you're gonna look at one of the only Black people in here, write this on a piece of paper and hand it to me. Yep. So imagine this, right?
So I'm going to read some of the comments on this one before we go to the next video. Somebody says there is an association between racist behavior and low IQ. They saw a young, handsome, educated brother and it ate them alive. Their hate will continue to eat them alive. Another person says, CCC, the problem is not enough people are getting punched in the mouth immediately. Nikki, you've been saying that. Somebody else says, so sorry, King, Black woman in healthcare here, and we would have marched straight to HR. And let's play the next video. Let's take a look at this.
How's it going?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing good. Well, I appreciate you for hopping on a quick one-on-one call with me. I wanted to talk with you specifically because, unfortunately, there have been some concerns over your appearance, specifically your hair.
Oh yeah, no, that's fine. I already took out the cornrows, so yeah, you don't have to worry about that.
Yeah, well, it's not about the cornrows, Derek. It's more so your hair texture and length. It does not fit our company standards.
How so?
Well, many things. It's the coil the quality that you have in, and I guess for a lack of a better word, it's the kinkiness of the hair. It does not fit our company protocols at all. We either need you to straighten it, cut it down to an appropriate length, or, unfortunately, Derek, we're going to have to let you go.
Okay. Well, listen, I don't mind being fired from a racist company. I've been auto applying on Sprout plenty times, and I don't mind looking for another job. It'd be pretty easy for me.
All right, Derek. Well, like I said, we have a lot of higher ups and a substantial board of directors that have a lot of eyes on us, so we want your hair to look normal.
Yeah.
I would appreciate you if you could either reconsider or best of luck.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Sounds good. Thank you. Thank you for your time. Goodbye.
Hey, Derek.
So I want to read this. Somebody says, is this a lawsuit waiting to happen? A young black man exposed his boss after the boss personally called him to complain about his hair texture. Somebody says, congratulations, you now own the company. Another person says, your hair texture doesn't fit our company's what? Call an attorney. And then one other person says, so glad you recorded this. Merry Christmas. You just hit an easy lawsuit. If I don't say this to anybody that's watching, sorry, I turned my camera off. If I don't say this to anybody that's not watching, when you have a manager, and this is how I had to do at my last job, you always record. When you have a manager, especially when they be saying like little racist stuff like, oh, you're so cute for a black person, or why do black people wear their hair like that? Or, they start talking like that stuff. When you start having meetings with them and stuff, and you start seeing how they start calling you out and things like of that nature, record them. Don't tell them that you record them so that way you can let them say a lot of stuff, and that way you can have that for your attorney. In addition to that, the other thing is, and this is sound advice, because I'm telling you, me with having a master's in HR and doing multiple papers, I got A on my papers when I got my master's degree. I'm telling you what, be careful talking to human resources and be careful talking to the legal team at that company. Now, of course, you got to go and you got to explain to them, hey, my racist manager was sitting here saying all this shit to me and blah, 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 whatever. And you have to do that because that's legally, you have to give them a chance to try to fix it. But when you see HR is not fixing it, or if you see HR is going behind your back and going to your manager, telling them everything you said, then now your manager is giving you extra assignments or cutting your hours or doing like random shit like that, that's when you say, okay, I did that, it didn't work, and now you start putting HR on notice as well, and you start limiting your contact. I'm trying to give you guys some sound advice here, because me being from Kansas, Missouri, what's going on with his hair, when I tell you they had a complaint of how I talked, they had a complaint about how I dress, they had a complaint about how I remember there was this one lady, I was writing, and she says, is that how you write? And I said, what do you mean how I write? Is there a way you can like do it like in a more of a cursive way? I said, is a cursive way, it's readable, right? Well, she says, it just looks like it needs like fine tuning. It looks like kind of sloppy, like Dr. Hand. I'm telling you, they found a way all the time to complain about something I was doing. Nikki, what do you have to say to this?
The first one, automatic lawsuit. Like the manager, it's like you getting a little too bold with it. Now, because that's a corporate situation, I'd have been like, okay, we got this. But you would have had to see me in the parking lot at some point. But I'm gonna handle it. Now that second video, I hope that that's a skit, because there's no fucking way in the world. It's possible that that they could be that fucking stupid to even say that. But let's just say it was a real, because we know those situations happen. I'm not saying it didn't happen. I'm just saying to actually call somebody and say it to a black person over the phone or in their face. We know this is the conversation they have when they're not in front of us. But to say it to one of us, what the fuck was he expected to do with his hair? Like really and truly. Now, I don't care if he did have the fucking cornrows. And this is where the word professional, where I need people to understand when you use that word, you mean white. When you say the word professional, it should be in reference to your profession. If you're an attorney, you should be professional within regards to that job. It does not mean, because when you hear people say you should talk professional, you should look professional. No, you mean white. Meanwhile, white people can come to work looking like who did it and got the fuck away with it, and you don't say anything.
That part.
You bitches don't even wash your ass. You come in there stinking and everything the fuck else. You don't wash your hands after you go to the restroom, all of that. But you worried about our fucking hair? Bitch, y'all carry lice. And you worried about our hair? What was he supposed to do? There was nothing wrong with his hair. And this is the shit when Megyn Kelly had a problem with what Michelle Obama was saying. Oh, this isn't a race thing. Yes, it is.
It is.
That conversation is the reason why the Crown Act exists. People, black people, I don't give a fuck. You should be able to wear your hair how you want to wear it. Whether that's the natural texture, you want to wear it straight, you want to wear a wig, you want to do whatever the fuck you want. That does not take your hair does not equate your blackness. And low key, they're fucking jealous. They're jealous about it because as black women in the chat, I want you to tell me right now, it's whether you done had your own hair, but especially if you wear a wig, a weave, or braids. How many white women come up to you? Oh my God, I just wish I could do that. You just have different hair. Or when they try to be funny and be like, is that your hair? Bitch, I just had a motherfucking pixie cut yesterday and I got a 30-inch bust down today. What the fuck do you think? You know what I'm saying? It's microaggressions. That's still a microaggression, but you're jealous. You're jealous. Now you could do it. Don't get. I mean, you could. White women can change their hair. Y'all got fucked up wigs, but you can still do it.
Mm-hmm.
But they use things like that as a microaggression because they're jealous of black women. They're jealous of the fact that we have freedom of expression. We're not trying to just conform to what you know. Your whiteness is you're entitled to this little box, and we don't do the boxes. You know, whether you want to have locks or faux locks or the goddess braids or whatever you want to do, they're jealous that we have that freedom of expression in a way that they can never comprehend because those things aren't for them, but they're trying to make it for them. You see these white women trying to get braids, and I'm not gonna lie, I feel a type of way when I see shit like that because it's not for you. Like it literally isn't for you. Not just even a black thing. You don't have the hair texture for that. And you have some black people that don't have the hair texture for braids because they can't take the pulling. But again, that's a hairstyle for coarse type of hair. If you don't, white people don't have the texture of hair for that. And then you bitches get mad when your fucking hair is coming out. Oh my God, I don't understand. Well, you should have left it the fuck alone. It's not for you. It's some shit is nigga shit. Case closed.
And you know, Nikki, one thing I want to say about this as well is that I keep telling everybody. I said it's always something. I'm sorry, I'm off camera for a little bit. There's one thing I want to say in regards to this is that we just want to do our damn jobs. I don't understand why it's so hard for racist white folks to understand that I don't want to be next to Jim Bob. I don't want to be next to Betty Sue talking about her dumbass dog. I don't want to hear with Sue Ellen. I really don't care. I don't care what Melanie did or she slept with the senior advisor. I just don't care because it's not going to help me get this assignment done or this task done. And it's not helping me pay my bills. What it would do is cause shit at work. Because when some shit hits the fan, then everybody want to be like, oh, you know, we heard this happen and blah, blah, blah. And that's not my ministry. That's
exactly.
And so I want to, HACF, thank you so much for the donation. Our first super chat of the day. Thank you so much. And also,
no, we got another one. We got another one from my actual first one was Mr. Phone Posit for $20.
Oh, I'm so sorry about that. You forgetting. Trey normally does that part. And he's not here. Mr. Phone Posit, hey, thank you so much we appreciate that. Thank you guys for all your support. We definitely do appreciate that as well. And also, I pulled up his comment as well. He said, off the top, I tried to donate before, but I got rejected. They are not stopping nothing. Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna let you know, guys, know something. I don't know what's been going on with YouTube, but YouTube's been acting kind of weird now. They all acting weird every time when black people are trying to band together because we don't have an outlet. We don't have an outlet right now. This is like our outlet for people to get stuff off their chest to talk about stuff. You know what I mean? And we don't have an outlet or anybody representing us, because you can't depend on Stephen A. Smith's ass with his toe-faced looking ass. You can't depend on him. 1 minute his ass is cool, next minute he not. Then he's for this, and I'm just like, I don't like that wish-washy okie-doke thing. That's the stuff I experienced when I was in Kansas, and I'm not trying to do that. But I want to show you guys some additional videos, and we are going to take a look at this, and also continue to keep putting up your chats, and we are going to discuss this. So let's take a look at the first one.
So yes, I have officially been demonetized on YouTube, which was my sole form of income. Aside from a few tiny little outlets here and there, YouTube was my main money maker.
Won't God do it? Won't God do it? Won't God do it? If y'all don't know Lily Gaddis,
And if you remember her, that was the girl that was wanting everybody to go to her page after she put on blackface. I'm like, these bitches got nothing else better to do at their time. You guys literally need us to have content. This is a clear example. Like, she could have put on anything, but guess what? Nobody wanted to see her basic ass. She has no talent. She has nothing else going on for herself. So she says, oh, the easiest way to get people to come to my page is say racist stuff. And that's the same thing that Charlie Kirk did and all of them do. They need us to give them relevance. They need us to make them feel better about themselves. And this is a clear example of this. And then I'm going to play this video right here. Let's take a look. And somebody said, listen, I don't condone violence, but fuck them kids. And I said, that's exactly what he gets. I am so sick of these out of control, disrespectful students. Another person says the teacher did his job and taught the student a lesson. I see no problem here. And this is the problem. I think he looked Latin. They are so out of pocket. And I said, aren't y'all still getting fucking deported right now? I said, y'all sitting here worried about our black asses, and y'all sitting here getting dragged out of cars and dragged off of roofs and all types of shit. And y'all say it's still worried about black people. They focus on all the wrong things, and that's the problem. And that's why the shit is happening that's happening to them now. And I feel bad for them, but it is what it is. And let's see this last video. Let's take a look.
Dude voted for Trump, and now he's on the corner begging for rent money. Then this racist piece of shit bullies and harasses a hard-working Hispanic man selling flowers.
Hey, no. Why? Here, they gave me. Here, they gave me.
So you better be here asking for fucking money? So
nice.
you feel comfortable asking for fucking money? She's fucking selling flowers.
Okay.
Go back to work, fucking lazy ass. ¿Cuál es el número de los
And I want to just read some of the comments. Somebody says, harassing people that are trying to work while you're literally begging is weird. Another person says, how can we donate to the florists? Somebody said, Trump's America. And another person says, why am I never around when this happens? Me too, because I be sitting here looking like, you got to be kidding me. You has to be kidding me. Like, it's that type of stuff is what I be talking about. And, what bothers me is that, it'd be racist people like him talking about make America great and we're voting for Trump and this and that. And I'm sitting here like, okay, the farms are suffering right now. Arkansas is fucking suffering right now. Nebraska is suffering right now. Why aren't you white motherfuckers out there working on these farms? I'm trying to process this, but it's not computing here. Y'all literally went out there talking about this day and night about, oh, the illegals are taking our jobs, but you're sitting here begging for rent money. Grown man talking about, oh, make America great. Are you serious? Like, this is what we have to compete against. Nikki, what do you think?
I absolutely agree. You can hear me now?
I heard you the first time.
Oh, okay, sorry. Yeah, let's go back to the first video.
Mhm.
That's what you get, you raggedy white bitch, because you thought you got in here in blackface, and you talking about that was your main source of income. See, again, you let your whiteness. You think because you was white, you didn't have to have no backup. Now you out here, and I believe she has a child, and I think she has a child with a black man. I'm not sure, but I did think I heard that. But nevertheless, now you out here with no income. She said, she went viral the first time for saying the N-word in a video on TikTok, because she thought she could get away with it. And then she thought that was gonna parlay her into being the next Tommy Lauren.
Yeah.
And that shit didn't work. So then she's been doing stunts and shows with racism to get that so that she can get on Fox News. Imagine being such a mediocre white bitch that the only trick you can play, the one trick pony you are, is being a racist bitch. And now you don't have any other source of income. So what you gonna do? You better go and be an administrative assistant for the Ku Klux Klan, because I don't see nobody else that's gonna want you. That's the only job you gonna be able to get. The second video, that boy, he got what he's. Let me tell you something. I fight children. Fuck that bullshit. You step up, you want to act like you grown, you going to catch these hands like you grown. And I don't want no hard feelings when it's over either, bitch. I'll kick a kid's at fuck that shit. You want to act like you grown, you going to get a grown ass whooping. He fucked him up the right way. And I hope he didn't lose his job for it. But even if he did, it would have been worth it. Because that's exactly
Yeah.
what the fuck you get. These children are out of control. You're not going to disrespect me. Okay, just because you a child, I'm supposed to take that shit. I'll fuck y'all kids up right here in a motherfucking heartbeat. And I'm somebody's mama, but I'll fuck your child up if they get to acting funny. Cause that was some bullshit. That's exactly what the fuck. That's exactly what the fuck y'all get. Keep fucking with people. You can get them goddamn hands.
And you know that, and that goes to show you. And like I told him, I said, if they were to get rid of everybody here, like all the Latins, the blacks, the other religions, the other people from other countries, whatever, they wouldn't have shit.
Nope.
And like I said it before, I said if they were to do that, guess what? They would literally hop their ass to Africa to find out what dances we're doing, what movies we're doing, what designer stuff we're doing, because that's what happened with the Met Gala. I don't know if you've seen last year, but the Africans, I mean, they weren't even invited to any of the Met Galas. But when I tell you that their outfits were insane, and then
Yep.
next thing we know, all the white designers at the Met Gala were doing the same shit, and I was like, but it was mediocre though. And I said, why do y'all
Of
got
course.
y'all copy all of our shit, but y'all don't fucking like us? I don't understand it. I'm still mentally trying to process that. I would never steal or take something from somebody else that I deem inferior. I
Exactly.
couldn't. It doesn't even make common sense to do that. And so we're going to go to the next video, but I want to read some of the comments. Mr. Foam said, Stephen A. only works to make his boss happy. HACF, that was that stupid ass heifer gets. Glad she got called. Why don't she go out there and do the trade wife thing? What's a trade wife?
Traditional wife, trad wife, like being a
Oh,
stay-at-home mom type shit.
see, look at me learning. Let's see, I'm learning on the podcast. HACF says, I laugh at all the deportations. They voted for it and have nothing but all the disrespect for blacks. Mr. Foam says, I'm a bum. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, what was that? I'm a bum, but I don't anybody else to get none. And then Mr. Foam Posit also says, I'm a bum, but I don't want. No, hold on. Why is this thing acting up? Sorry, you guys. HCF says all of them are suffering, yet stay focused on black people, white mediocrity at its best. Well, they don't have. I mean, they literally don't have anything else going for themselves at all. I mean, literally, they need us. Like when you see how TikTok really became popular and famous, and you look at all the dances, and then you see that the originators didn't get invited to Jimmy Kimmel and shit. That was mind-boggling to me. I said, this white girl literally stole this girl's dance, did it half-ass, and got on Jimmy Kimmel. That I was sitting there looking at that like that's
Mm-hmm.
ridiculous.
And
But
that
yeah,
girl that got on Ellen and all of that, they
yes,
never give credit. They never say, "Oh, this is where it's from," because that time where niggas went on a boycott and didn't do no dances, white creators was struggling because they had no way to make no money because they didn't have no
Mm-hmm.
niggas to imitate, and they didn't know what to do because that
Yeah.
is all they do. What they'll do is they will steal a black person's content, then go report something, so then that video gets taken down, and then they can get all the credit like they're the person that's doing it. What irritates me is when I will see a black creator do a skit, right? I'll take for example, I know you guys have seen the one where it's a man and he has two drinks there and he's gonna give it to his wife. So when he does the first one, it's like a slow jam type of song, and then when he does the it'll be wine or something, and then the next cup will be Hennessy, and when he rubs his hand, it's like a ratchet ass song, right? And then he takes that one.
Mm-hmm.
So I saw that same thing with the white man, and what he did is that he did the same thing, same type of music. You know good and fucking well that ain't being played in your goddamn household. If you don't take some Michael Bolton, and I don't know what the equivalent with some what's I don't know, a white person with that's like that would make that some raunchy type of music or whatever, and call it, but it's like y'all do it frame by frame, shot for shot. They'll steal our content, bar for bar, frame for fucking frame, and they don't
Yeah.
change anything about it because I have literally seen it back to back. Because I look at the white skit and I be like, I just saw a black person do this, and I know good and goddamn well the white person didn't fucking create it. They don't
Yeah.
have an original thought in their fucking body. Shout out to Philip. He says, I'm a tiny terrorist. Yes, I am.
And I want to read this. Samuel C. said, true story. I worked at this racist charter school here in LA, and I was called all kinds of N-words by the Hispanic students and teachers, and admins did nothing about it. King and Main Street. So whatever that school is. But I'm not, that's why, hey, Samuel, they don't do nothing about that. We don't do nothing about them getting their ass dragged out of cars and dragged off roofs. It goes both ways. Happy ice hunting. You know, I have no empathy and sympathy no more. Especially when I see that their own people is calling fucking ice on each other. I mean, literally, I'm still mind-boggling about that. I'm just like, hold up. I thought y'all all about Hispanic community and Latin community were all one. But when you see another one of your people that was trying to make money and sell stuff at, you know, vendors down here on Figueroa and stuff, all of a sudden you call ice on your competition, knowing that damn well you're illegal as well, or immigrant, or you have family members that are, but you call on your competition. That's why I said I'm staying out of it. I'm staying out of it. Like I said, Trump can tear this whole goddamn country up. I don't care, because people still said they would still vote for the same shit. And we'll be talking about him later on the show as well. And Nikki, good news. We can go for our regular too.
Okay.
Yeah. So
listen, y'all, we rocking and rolling tonight.
All right. So I'm going to go show you these next two videos. And everybody, again, thank you for the comments and everything. I'm sorry if I can't get to everybody's comments. As always, we do focus a lot on the super chats as well, and our regulars that do come in. Trey's not here right now, so he normally handles that. So I'm trying to get all the videos and stuff done. So again, I do apologize if I don't get all the comments, but I did put it up on the screen, and thank you so much. So we're going to start with our first next two videos, and let's take a look at these. Uh-oh, what's going on?
Even apologize, okay? She said that you have to apologize.
Don't look legal. I'm gonna call ICE, baby.
I do whatever you want, girl. Do whatever you want. Did you record what you said before?
I already got what I needed. ICE, baby. ICE, go.
Welcome.
You just harassed me.
Welcome. You're not welcome here. You can leave. Get out of here. Get out of here. Get the fuck out of here.
So I want to read some of the comments of this one. Somebody says, I keep seeing this video. Why can't anybody identify her? There's no way this drug addict is unknown to people. I'm sure she's done this before. Another person says, damn, a reminder, neighbors for us to smile, to say hello and greet each other with kindness. Another person says, Highland Park has changed. Never would have happened 10 years ago. And then I want us to show this next one. Let's take a look.
Middle Passage, white people. Slavery, white people. Jim Crow, white people. Lynchings, white people. Trail of Tears, white people. Wounded Knee, white people. Asian internment camps, white people. The vast majority of gun violence, white people. You see a trend? January 6th, white people. Ahmaud Arbery, 3 white guys. George Floyd, white guys. The felon in the White House, a white man. You see a trend? But somehow, the white man has convinced stupid, uneducated, trailer park trash, 3-teeth inbreds, white supremacists, Triple K members, that the brown people picking your almonds and your walnuts and your lettuce and your avocados, somehow they're the fucking problem. They're not. We are. And until we grasp that, we can blame and sit here with all of these left bro podcasters and the Pod Save America and the Midas Touches and talk about, oh, it's the cost of eggs. It's the cost of gas. Fuck it is. No, it's not. Why haven't we had a woman president? Why did we go from a black president to the most corrupt white man in the history of our country? Why did the majority of white people, the only demographic that didn't vote for Harris, and that same demographic didn't vote for Zohran Mamdani? Because we're the problem. Because there is a chunk of this country that is afraid that the white majority is going away. And they're going to kick and scream like little children, like Santa Claus taking away your present, because they think that their traditional family values is going away. And this country and the Republican Party has done a good job of indoctrinating a bunch of white men. And just me saying this, leave this country, Lib, that's indoctrination. It's a fact. Every sentence, this is how it goes. Once upon a time, freedom, God, Jesus, freedom, freedom, Second Amendment. I went on vacation to Hawaii, freedom, Second Amendment, freedom, freedom, Bedbold Eagles, freedom, the greatest in the world. This is how their brains are working because they don't have critical thinking. They've been indoctrinated. And for them to be woke, which means actually seeing this country for what it is, it's breaking their brains because they've been lied to their entire life, and their version of American exceptionalism is bullshit. And they know it is, and they don't want it to be because they want their whiteness to keep them at the top of the food chain. Have yourself a white day.
So I want to read some of the comments before we dive into this. President Lyndon B. Johnson once said, if you convince the lowest white man he's better than the best colored man, he won't notice you're picking his pockets. Hell, he'll give you somebody to look down on and he'll empty his whole pockets for you. Another person says, we must protect this man for he speaks the truth. Another person says, as a 55-year-old white man, I have been saying this for 40 years, nailed it. And one other person says, you just said what every brown and black person has said for years. You're absolutely correct. They fear retribution and can't handle it. So, you know, I think we spoke about this before. And I think I stated this again. When you start looking at things, and we can go all the way back to, the 5th and 6th century. And I keep saying this before, Australia's right now having all these issues with white folks over there with the Aboriginals. Those white folks are not from there. They're from the UK. UK, again, sent their worst criminals over to Australia. You forget what happened in India. They destabilized India. I have Indians now that says, you know, when we see all these videos of the Indians cooking with their feet and you know, coughing and stuff, and are they bathing in that big pool where everybody's bathing in? You know what the Indian people said they got that from? White folks. They said that when they came over here and destabilized them, they said they learned all these practices from them. You don't believe me? Go talk to some real Indians. East Indians, sorry, they'll go tell you about this. Same with China. China was the only one that said, we ain't gonna let that shit happen again. You're forgetting what happened in China. They was about to destabilize China as well. The only reason why they pulled out is because of the war. If it wasn't because of the war, it would have still been an issue. Then you see what happened in Argentina. They wiped out all the Aboriginal people, all the black people there. And now they're in poverty, job market is bad, and they needed $40 billion from the United States. You know, this is why I go to show you. It's just like, and I wanted to show y'all we love having videos of white people saying stuff like this, because when we say it, oh, you're a fearmonger, you're dividing what? We always been divided in this damn country. It's like people don't want to hear the truth about how America really is and how people really are. And that's why I broke down everybody in percentages, all groups, but especially whites. I told you, I said 70% of white folks I do not fuck with. Then you have that 30%. And out of that 30%, that's supposed to be the good people and the liberals, and I'm all inclusive. Well, half of that, those motherfuckers don't want to lose their white privilege. So you're going to see that they say one thing, but behind closed doors, if your boss is saying something against you or saying the N-word, they're not going to speak up for you. They don't want to lose their white privilege. And the only other 50%, the ones that do speak up, it's not enough of them. They don't have enough power. They're not in a certain position. So it's like, that's all we have is that 15%, but they're not the majority. It's all the racist ones that's the majority right now. So that's what we're going through right now. What do you think, Nikki?
Yeah, that first video, I mean, glad the Latino people is calling out, but let's more so focus on that second video. It's they only hear it when it's white people, and then even then, they're still, oh no, that's not true. It's right there in your face. Everything he just said is white people, and when you bring that to their attention, their first thing is, oh well, that was so long ago. No, the fuck it wasn't. It's not as long ago as they're trying to make it seem. Ruby Bridges is still alive.
Yep.
This shit is not as long as they make it seem. Both my parents are gone, but they were born and they would have still, like, had they not been sick, they would still be here. 75 and in their 70s and 80s. It's not that long ago. It's really not. And they try to make it seem, oh, well, it's slavery, get over it. But let us tell a fucking Jew to get over fucking Auschwitz. Let's say that shit. Like when white people love to go get married on fucking plantations, let us say, okay, we'll go get married on Auschwitz. Oh my God. Every time we speak up, it's like the oppression Olympics with white people. It's a race to see who been through worse shit. And it's not about that. And we only get that when we push back. They're trying to rewrite history to make themselves look good. If white people were so great, why do y'all have to if your history was so great, why do you have to get rid of ours? If your history was so great, if you were such good people, if slavery was such a great thing and you treated us so well during that fucking time period, why are you trying to erase it? There shouldn't be anything. If it was so great, why are you trying to get rid of it? Why are you trying to rewrite it? They run smack dab into the fucking point and the contradiction, because that's all it is. It's a fucking, white people are walking contradictions. Because how the fact that, and Jillian Michaels, the fact that she got her fucking strong face ass on here with a black child trying to downplay slavery. Oh, well, it wasn't that bad. And you got a black child? Somebody call fucking CPS. Because who knows what the fuck is going on in that fucking house? And you have these white people that adopt black babies as a fucking token, like it's an accessory, like it's some shit to do. Oh, look at me and my nigger baby. Like that type of shit. Oh, look at Ebony and Ivory. Like that type of shit. And or if you're going to have a black child, then you need to be in community. That's one thing. I don't know if y'all have seen that show, This Is Us. And I love that show. And I love that she, with Randall, him being black, she sought out black spaces for him to be. She didn't whitewash him. She didn't say, well, because she's like, she knew his hair was going to be different and he needed friends. And she went to people and say, hey, can you help me with this as a black person raising a black son? Because even though I'm white, I can't give him everything. I want him to know who he is, who his culture is, that where he comes from. And that's what I think. If you're going to be a white parent, whether you have a biological black child, meaning the partner is black, or you adopt a black child, it is important that you understand that heritage, especially if that child is looking phenotypically black, because they're going to go through things that you as a white parent are not going to understand. And a lot of these, and I know they don't like, the biracials don't like us when we had this conversation, but we're not gonna fucking sit here and act like the majority of mixed biracial children who have white mothers, there's a lot of internal racism going on in that fucking house. Because you don't want them to wear their hair a certain way. You want the black dick, but you want them to like look white at the same time. And that's the thing. You can't control the DNA dice. You don't know how the fuck it's gonna roll.
And so you get with these black men, or black men get with, you get with these white women, and you don't realize what's going to happen. But when you have the mother is black and the father is white, you typically see a difference, because those children tend to be more in tune with their blackness because they have a black mother. And black women already know what the fuck they're going through. What they have to go through as black women. So they know what their children are going to have to go through as black children. But I think a lot of these white women, you just focus on having this black dick. And you don't, and now you got this baby with this curly hair and you don't know what the fuck to do. And so you're just gonna try and make it. This is what happened. This is how you get the fucking Patrick Mahomes and shit like this. This is a prime example of a Patrick Mahomes versus what's my boy name? Colin Kaepernick. Because I think he had I think his parents are adopted, right? I want to say Colin Kaepernick is adopted, I think. But
Yeah,
he's
he was
adopted.
adopted.
He's adopted into a white household. But he's very aware of his blackness versus somebody like Patrick Mahomes who comes out and don't know he a nigga yet. And I can't wait for him to get his nigga wake up call when he find the fuck out. Cause he's sitting up here with a bitch. So what's your husband's favorite dinner? Fried chicken. Not that it ain't nothing wrong with that, but why did you assume that? How you married to a nigga, you fucking a nigga and you don't know his favorite meal? You just gonna assume cause he a nigga is fried chicken? Like that's the most racist shit right there.
Yep.
Now I ain't gonna lie, niggas love chicken. We do. I don't know why, but we do. That's fine. But for you to insinuate that was very fucking racist. And this lets you know they don't know the men that they laying next to. They don't care to know the men that they laying next to. They just know they got some black dick in the middle of the fucking night.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the guy it's amazing how they want to hear a white person has to speak on black issues for white people to hear it. That's the most absurd shit. You can't even hear the black experience from a black person. And it's a difference between, but at least with him, he's giving the history of whiteness versus trying to explain blackness. When you have white people that's trying to explain blackness, now that's when I lose it. Because what the fuck are you doing? Yeah. That's when it's an issue for me.
No, hey, trust me, I definitely agree with that. And what I want to do is somebody, I guess there's a new podcast that's out where some white young kids are sitting there talking about, they were talking about how 911 was invented. Now, I want you guys to pay attention to this because this is what people are trying to tell us is superior to blacks. This is what they're trying to say is supposed to be the master race and things of that nature. So I just want you guys to take a look at this. And then I'm also going to show another video as well. So you guys can see that as well and see what your thoughts on it. So again, continue to keep writing your comments and we'll start it.
The kind of on topic, you know, they didn't have 911 back then. Really? They didn't have 911 until 9/11.
But they had emergency phone numbers. What do you mean? No.
I think they just had the number of their doctor.
No. Time out. What do you? They definitely had 911 before.
No.
911
is from 9/11.
Is in like memorial or whatever from 9/11. No. Yes.
I don't know who they called in like the 90s, but in the 30s, I'm pretty sure they just called their local doctor.
No, you called. There was an emergency phone number.
When was
like 911
the local
made?
police station?
I'm really shocked.
Y'all tripping. What number did you use to call the police before 911? 911 was first used in 1968.
No way.
When a call was put, yeah.
What?
And then
when was
9/11 just so happened to happen on 9/11?
That's insane.
It is kind of crazy. 9/11 and 9/11. Number 9.
Off topic, but kind of on topic. You know they didn't have 911 back.
So I want to read some of the comments on this one. Somebody said we're deporting the wrong people. Another person, and this is why we need the Department of Education. Somebody said we're looking at DEI hires, and another person says, remember when Trump said, I love the uneducated. And I'm going to take a look at this next video, and then we'll start talking about it.
Oh my God, don't visit Africa, you're going to die. But your people are here chilling. They're here chilling and enjoying their lives. No, don't visit Africa. Africa is very dangerous. Yeah. Africa is dangerous. Oh my God, don't visit Africa, you're going to die. But your people are here chilling.
And somebody said, take away the umbrellas, sunscreen, and shade, they'll run quick. Somebody says, let the lions out. Another person says, deport them. And another person says, and they treat them like royalty. So I want to see what you guys thought about. The first video is exactly what I've been talking about. people really be trying to convince me that that's superior, like to be that fucking illiterate and not even before you even get on a podcast, it would have made sense for her dumb ass, well, a few of them on there, to and especially the dude that was wearing the princess outfit with the fucking tiara. It would have made sense for them to at least research it before they just look stupid. And that's what we're supposed to that's superior. We're black people are inferior. I just wanted to play that video to you guys, but we're inferior. I ain't met that one young black person that said anything stupid like that before. And then the other video where they're in Africa, that lady is spot on. My friend says, he said, you would not believe how many racist white folks go to Africa talking about Africa this and Africa that. And just like what Trump said, I guess, earlier today, shithole countries or whatever, he said they all be there. Shopping, eating, trying to learn the dances. So for TikTok and stuff, he said it's ridiculous. And the same thing, my friend from Brazil, because there's a lot of Brazil is very black. My friend, he tells me, he says, you would not believe all the gringos that come out here, and they don't like us or whatever, but they love us when we're sexually satisfying them. You would not believe how many husband and wife teams have literally liked us, because I ain't gonna lie, when you go to Brazil, all you see is beautiful skin, beautiful hair, big old titties, big asses, and big dicks. I'm just keeping it strictly 100 with you. I've been to Brazil. I ain't never seen black people at that level before. I was like, even their skin just glows. And they tell me, and they sit there and they said, they come out here and the husband and wife team, all these Christians and stuff, they want to have sex with us. And it's the way they talk. They talk to us very disrespectfully. And they're like, oh, I have American dollars. And they'll wave $1 around it. And they're like, no, if you're going to pay us, we want $500 an hour. And that's what they do. I don't understand how you don't like a group of people. We're so disease-ridden and all this stuff, but y'all love sticking things in us, or y'all love us sticking our dicks in y'all. I don't get it. Nikki, what do you think?
Yeah, the whole 911, it's like you bitches don't even know a rotary phone. Like this generation is just very, and my daughter technically is Gen Z, and she's 2022, and I just thankfully she was raised by parents that like no. Now I understand certain things she's not gonna know, but that's fucking ridiculous. In the night, so 911 happened with 9. Like, how dumb can you fucking be? Like, what are they teaching in the fucking schools? This goes to show you, not even in schools. This goes to show you how white people still don't parent their fucking kids. It goes to show you how white people adults do not parent their fucking kids, because what the fuck do you mean 9/11 didn't exist until 911? So you mean to tell me that we had no way of getting that the police didn't exist, first responders didn't exist until the fucking planes went in the goddamn air? So immediately in the fucking moment, all of a sudden we got police and first responders? Like that, like just think about how stupid that is. And again, you call us fucking inferior. You motherfuckers blow me, okay? I'm gonna drop off real quick just to so back because I can hear the mic like starting again.
Yeah, I can hear myself. Yeah.
Okay.
But why Nikki's away? It's just like, but this is what I'll be talking about. And I travel. Well, I used to travel a lot. Right now, I'm scared to travel with planes falling out of the sky and the FAA, being cut, and the whole thing with Doge and stuff. A lot of people that I know that work, as pilots or the FAA, they're scared to do anything. Any type of travel. I know people that travel a lot. They said because they don't know when's the next accident going to happen. They said we have some of the most incompetent people in our federal government right now. Everybody from Pete Hegseth to Kristi Noem to Caroline Leavitt, and it's just a bunch of incompetent people there, and that's what you're having to deal with at this current time. So I have not left at all. I said, and then I think there was an accident recently. I think it was I don't know if it was in Colorado or Arizona. I guess there was a balloon, a hot air balloon that went up into the sky. It hit one of the United Airlines flights. It was on the news a few weeks ago, and the company said that they accidentally lost the balloon. And I said, how the hell did you lose a big ass balloon like that? It's just stuff like that. But I'm gonna put a spotlight on you guys. I'm gonna read some of the comments. Oh, let's see. Travel jet setter. Nikki, I agree. My mother made sure I knew my dad's side of the family. Nick, they could never, and they know it. Travel jet setter. My mom's side in Europe is different than from the U.S. Tiku, they just don't want us going to Africa. Other countries heavily promote Africa as a prime vacation destination. That is true, because I do have Nigerian friends. Yeah, I be on Nigerians' ass on this show a lot, but they showed me a lot of the videos and stuff, and they said America makes it sound like Africa is so bad, and Africa is this and Africa is that. He said you would not believe how many of them hop their asses over here, wanting to enjoy us, and they want to come over here and do sexual things with us, because white folks are very sexual. They love that whole big black bull and mandingo complex, whatever the fuck that is. And you can just see that's one of the actually that's the most popular thing in porn is interracial porn. So he says when they're ever in Africa, he says all they do is come over there trying to find who's going to be able to have sex with the husband and wife. And I said, so they do the same shit all over. I said it's just not in America. So yeah, that definitely is true, and it was definitely true in Brazil as well, because they was always trying to pay somebody for sex out there. It was crazy. Let's see. Democracy, Gen X, my generation, fucked raising kids up. I will say yeah, to a certain extent, but it's also you have to look at the laws now. Now, if you hit your child, and I think you guys already know this, but if you put your hands on one of your children, then they have the right to call, somebody could call CPS on you. And that's the reason why we have so many of these white kids that's shooting up schools. They don't discipline their children. They cuss them back and talk back to their moms. They're throwing stuff at their moms. I think I watched a video, and I wish I could pull it up, but there was a video the other day where the kid totally trashed the house. And I'm sitting here like, that would have been the day I would have put him through a wall. And it just would have been that. I'll just put his ass to a wall. But they don't discipline their kids. And that's why we have all these Dylan Roofs and stuff out here shooting up schools and movie theaters, because they don't discipline their children. And that's the shit that we have to deal with. And it's quite unfortunate. Travel, you stated that they don't act like whites. Whites, I've been staying in touch with them. Democracy says they try so hard to keep kids segregated. They changed the curriculum so much, they're all dumb as fuck. That is true. HACF, you says preach. I'm not flying unless I fly out of Canada, but I'm taking the train there. You know what? People get at me, get mad at me when I say this, but I tell people, I said the only airlines that I really fly in the United States is Delta. I said I've been on too many American airline flights. I know some people that are pilots with American Airlines. I know some people that work as flight attendants. They tell you that they be penny crunching and they be missing so many inspections that they said you never know when your last moment is going to be. You really don't. They said it could be because they didn't place in a simple screw, and because they didn't place in the simple screw, the whole left side of the wing falls off. They said there's been so many times where they thought they filled up the gas or whatever, and refilled the plane, and they didn't refuel the plane, and then now they have to make an emergency landing. But now because the fuel ran out, they don't have a way to actually use the engines to help the plane actually land. So you're going to have a hard landing. And I said, just knowing all the things that they kind of tell me, I'm just like, I'm nervous about getting on planes. And you already seen, there was an accident, I think, on the runway. I think it was at, I don't know if it was at LAX, but there was an accident, I guess, a few days ago where the planes collided. And that's because we don't have enough air traffic controllers. You're forgetting, everybody keeps thinking that the air traffic controllers stopped when we had this whole government shutdown, but everybody keep forgetting Doge. You getting illiterate, dumb Elon Musk. Back when the whole Doge thing was happening, they were doing all this alleged government cutting and government, of wasteful spending that we were supposed to be doing here. Which again, they cut a lot of air traffic controllers as well. So that's why we're having issues. So when we had the whole issue with the government shutdown that happened, it was because of Doge. And then when we fast forward to what happened when we had the government shutdown, that's where we're at now. So that's the kind of things we do have happening. HAC, you said that's when you drop the kid off state. That's true. You also said Iceland Air and KLM are my airlines for abroad, but United for domestic. KLM, I think, is actually a part of Delta, I believe. I think they have a partnership with them. Hey, Nikki, welcome back. Tiku,
Hey.
fired half the air traffic controllers, no National Weather Service. These pilots are almost literally flying blind. That is true. I think I showed, remember, Nikki, I showed a video not too long ago where it showed where the pilots was flying at night when there's a storm, and they really can't see. They're relying on GPS to ensure that they don't run into a mountain or they don't run into another aircraft, because the storm is so massive, all you see is clouds. That's all you see. And I said, oh, so that's what they see. So I commend experienced pilots when they're flying this, because I said, if that's all they see and they're able to land us safely, that's some scary shit. So I'm going to take a look at our next video. We have a lot of stuff going on with ICE still happening. And so I want to show some of the latest videos that was happening with ICE. As you have probably seen some of them on the news already. So let's take a look at that. Everybody that's on TikTok, if you're on TikTok, please come to YouTube. That's the only way I can see your chats. So make sure you come to YouTube to see, to put in your chat comment for it to be displayed. And also please like, share, subscribe on YouTube, because that's where most of our content is anyways. So let's take a look at this and see what you think.
Chavo, no puede hacer eso. Es un asalto y te voy a disparar. Chavo, hey, suelta eso, bájalo. Habla con tu compadre acá. Bájalo, hey. No, es un asalto, bájalo, te puedo disparar. Bájalo, eso es un asalto. Bájalo, baja eso. Chavo, te voy a disparar. Es un asalto. Bájate, chavo. Bájate. Está listo. No va a haber agarrador. Por aquí. Mira. Got one coming down.
So I'm going to read some of the comments. Somebody said these smash hillbillies deserve whatever ends up happening to them. Another person says, if I were the homeowner, I'd be out there telling them to get the hell off my property. Another person says, no one could make it in the military or real PD. And another person says, the untrained Cheeto lovers pointing pew-pews, shaking my head. So I'm going to take a look at the next video. Let's take a look at this.
A GMA exclusive, the 19-year-old college student detained by ICE while trying to visit her family for Thanksgiving, then deported against a judge's order, now speaking out.
It's been hard.
Days before the holiday, Ani Lopez Biosa, who is undocumented, tried to fly from Boston to surprise her family. But just as she was about to board, ICE agents pulling her aside and taking her to a detention facility.
As soon as I got there, I burst into tears, because I couldn't believe it. And spending the night there, sleeping on the floor.
You slept on the floor?
Yes, because they don't give you a little mattress, nothing. It was just the floor.
Hours after her detention, a federal judge ordering the Trump administration not to transport Ani out of state or the country. But despite that order, Ani was then flown to Texas and later deported to her native Honduras. An ICE spokesperson telling ABC News an immigration judge ordered Ani be removed from the country over 10 years ago when she was a child, and her deportation was justified because she, quote, has illegally stayed in the country since. Previously, federal judges have rebuked the Trump administration for appearing to disregard court orders related to deportations. This morning, we asked Ani's message to President Trump.
He said that he was going to get criminals. Then why is he doing that? People like me who are in college, doing their dreams, having an education, why are he doing this to us?
We've repeatedly asked the Department of Homeland Security why Ani was deported even after a judge ordered that she not be moved, and they haven't responded to that question. This morning, a GMA...
So I'm going to read some of the comments of this one. Somebody said deporting a 19-year-old college graduate while pardoning a major drug trafficker who has she harmed. It's a victimless crime, unlike the drug dealer. Another person says, I'm not proud to be an American anymore. One other person says, the fact that this administration openly defies judges' orders should be concerning to all people on both sides. And one other person says, meanwhile, the entire administration are married to immigrants. The nerve to tell others that they can live on land that was stolen. And we're going to go to one last video, and we'll start the chat. Take a look. So I want to read some of the comments, and then we're going to talk about this. Somebody said this is unconstitutional. Does nobody care about the fucking Constitution anymore? Another person says inflicting needless trauma on citizens only to release them later is appalling. If this continues, public trust in law enforcement will erode, and society will ultimately view them as adversaries. Another person says, can you imagine being a woman and getting abducted by masked men in an unmasked car? Terrifying. Who's okay with this? And what other person says she was unlawfully detained? Can she sue? So I want to, let me bring Nikki back in here 1 second. I don't know if Nikki, if you've seen that last video, but that was a woman being detained by ICE. And I just want to say a few things. This is what's getting me about the Latin community, like especially with the second video. The girl, she was pretty much saying, I'm so shocked. And the hell did you think was going to happen? Did you not see everybody else that's Hispanic or that looks illegal being deported? It's like they don't think that it's going to happen to them because they're in college or because they went to work. Or I'm like, they're getting all of y'all. What are you not seeing that we don't see?
Exactly.
It's so fucking stupid. Psychiatrist, this needs to be studied. Y'all need to figure out because it doesn't make any sense. I'm like, you have to, you see other Hispanics and Latins being deported, and I'm just going to get on a plane where ICE is heavy at TSA and just fly, knowing that you're illegal. Same with these houses. Why do y'all continue to go to these houses and either the neighbors calling ICE on you, or either calling ICE on you, or the people work for the construction company is calling ICE on you, so they don't have to pay you, and y'all still show up to work? Are y'all? I'm not trying to be mean, but are y'all illiterate for real? Because it's not processing there. I'm not understanding. If I was the Latin community as a collective, we would have shut shit down. Ain't nobody going to work across the board. Ain't nobody doing nothing. We would have went to the grocery store. We would have got a month's supply of food and let this whole fucking country suffer. But y'all not doing it. Y'all still acting like, I'm still going to work. I don't get it. Nikki, you got to explain this to me because I'm fucking lost.
It's the proximity to whiteness. They think that it can't happen to them. That's all it is. It's the fucking delusion. Unified. Y'all, it's more Hispanic people in this country than it is black people. So y'all literally have some power here, but instead with the other with black people, which is why the reason you want to align with whiteness to very get you out of here and places that you've never been. Because keep in mind, some of these people don't know they're native. They don't. Some Mexicans here have born and raised here. They don't speak Spanish, or they don't have relatives over there, and you can kick the fuck back over there because you want to be white. I don't know what it's going to take for them to realize that you whiteness in the voting booth all day long. They're never going that way. If
Yep.
You are not white. You are not welcome. That's you ain't welcome. And I understand what it's going to take. It's going to take each and every one of them to be wrangled up by ICE before they fucking get it. I'd be surprised if they so fucking brainwashed with Stockholm syndrome niggas. Because like you said, you see when Charlie Kirk got killed, what was they doing? Or they was going to HBCUs. They're gonna find a way to link it back to us when we ain't got shit to fucking
zero.
So at this point, it is what it is. They just gotta get scooped the fuck up and deported. Because then that's when it's gonna click. Still don't fucking regret it. They still don't regret it because I guarantee you this election was happening today. They fucker. So you know what? Having that information, I don't give a fuck. Don't care.
Just knowing that we've seen so many interviews and we've seen so many videos of them saying, I would still vote the same way, or we've seen a lot of white farmers saying, I would still vote the same way, and they literally see J.D. Vance still in their farm, buying their farmland. I said, you got to make it make sense. That doesn't even make common sense for you to sit there and do that. You know, just you have to. I'm sorry. Any psychiatrist, if anybody knows a psychiatrist that would like to come on this show and speak about it, please tell them that they are invited, because it needs to be studied. I'm just not understanding. They continue to go to work. They're continuing to travel and go on destination trips like they're going to get back into the country, or that ICE is not going to stop them at the airport. I'm like, y'all can't be that stupid. You have to see with somebody else. I don't understand. I really don't. So that's just one of those things that's just getting to me. I want to read a comment real quick, and we're going to go into the next video. HACF says she doesn't understand that she's still not a U.S. citizen and taking on resources. That's the facts. Now people can get upset all they want. You know, there was a lot of people in our comments. Oh my God, you know, this is so. Hey, we just giving you the information that's out there. Homeland Security is saying all stuff about y'all, saying it in the open. We've seen so many videos over the last few months of them saying it. So at the end of the day, this is on you guys. I mean, I don't know how else to say this. You literally see you people getting dragged out of the cars, and y'all still going to work, and y'all still going on destination trips and stuff like it's not going to happen to you because you think that you're close to whiteness. I'm not understanding. I'm really not. So I want to go to this next video, and we're going to take a look at this. I have some friends that's in the military, and so I said this might be a good thing to talk about. So let's take a look at this and see what you think.
To everyone that most of these hardcore MAGA men are closeted gays, right? Especially the ones who are aggressively overcoming these online comment sections. They're so weirdly obsessed with trans people and purple hair. They're fighting their gay thoughts, hate themselves for it, and blame other people for their problems. It's also why Grindr crashed at the Charlie Kirk Memorial. These boys just can't keep their hands off each other, regardless of the occasion. And that's why they absolutely slobber all over Donald Trump, a guy who has slobbered over Bill Clinton, and they simp for J.D. Vance, a proud eyeliner-wearing graduate of the Peter Thiel gay boot camp. Like, guys, there's nothing wrong with being in the closet, but you're taking it out on everyone else. Just be who you are. You'll be doing yourselves and the rest of us a huge favor. It's now clear to everyone that most of—
So, Nikki, we talked about this before, and we had like a brief discussion about it, but I want to have more of a discussion in regards to, sorry, I thought I stopped it. Sorry, guys. So my friend John, and I had to explain this story. My friend John, and I have a few people that's in the military, and I think we'll start talking about more military stories on this show, because what my uncle went through in the military as a Black person was atrocious. What some of my cousins went through was atrocious. But my friend John, who's a white dude from Alabama, that's the one that said that him and all his friends, when we went out to eat, they said they only joined the goddamn military for the benefits and the bonus. I guess it was like a $20,000 bonus to sign up. So my friend John used to tell me, he says, you want to know, he says, the military is very homoerotic. I said, well, what do you mean by that? He says, do you know the colonels, lieutenants, and all that stuff? He says, all of them be in there doing homo shit. And I said, well, what do you mean by that? He's like, well, when they get done doing all the training, when they wake you up in the morning, they screaming and yelling at you. He says they go in that shower and everybody, he said they be clapping cheeks. I said, what?
Wow.
He said, yes. He says, copper cheese. I said, well, and you know me, I'm asking questions because, you know, this is, you know, as being on the show, I asked questions in the past, back in the day. And I said, hey, so they didn't clean themselves out? Because, you know, in porn, the girls, when they're getting done in the butt, they clean themselves out. He says, dude, do you know we just got done running, 8-10 miles and doing push-ups and stuff? He said, it smelled like funky ass feet in here, funky ass arms, stanky balls, and shit. He said, it doesn't even matter. The smell just marinates with each other. So you having sex with him, it doesn't even matter. He says when they go in that shower, he said dudes literally shit on other boys, and it doesn't even matter because the whole place stinks. He says literally that's what happens. And he says other things that happen. He says there's a lot of rape that goes on there, and he kind of explained to me. And he said he explained a situation where him and a few dudes, I guess the higher ranks, because you know he was like an E1 or something at this time, and the higher ranks like E5 to E6. I guess him and a few people said something disrespectful to them and said they were not going to do something. So they didn't do nothing right then and there. They would sleep, threw water on them, dragged them out and whatever, and then they were screaming at them, telling them, strip, go ahead, strip. And they were like, it was kind of weird or whatever, but you know, they stripped because you know that's their high-ranking officials, so they told them to strip. So that's what they did. He said then they tied, I guess a shirt or whatever around their mouth and tied them to the bed. And he said he had to be at least like 20, 25 of them, and they just had their ways with the boys. And all you heard was screaming. He said by the third guy, the third guy jumped it. By the time the third guy then put his dick in him, he passed out. He said that's how much pain he was in. And he said it was a Latin dude. And I was just like, wow. And I said, well, did y'all say anything to the higher rank commanders? He says, well, this is where that don't ask, don't tell thing comes in. He says, you want to go to a high ranking official and tell them that your higher ranking officers who's been in the military for 6-7 years and all these guys just gang raped you. He says, because you're going to look stupid in front of them. And he said, even after that, there was a guy who wasn't with none of that shit, but he told them, he says, it's best for y'all just to take y'all loss and move on. And some of the guys were, I'm not going to take my loss. He says, I'm trying to tell you, take the loss and move on. You are not trying. He says, let me tell you something. You're going to literally go try to convince who you're going to complain to, the high ranking official here. You're going to try to convince them that guys that are married, got children, got girlfriends, sat here and woke you guys up, stripped you guys, and gang raped you. You're gonna go tell them that. That's how they're gonna look at you, like you're fucking idiots. He says, and then when you do that, your life's gonna be a nightmare in the military. He said, I've seen it. And I said, well, why did they just have sex with the girls? I said, there's girls. He says, well, this is the thing. You're forgetting a lot of girls that get into the military. He says they're 18 years old, 19 years old. A lot of them didn't have sex already. So if they see and they get very heavy, the girls get like heavy physicals to make sure they're not pregnant or whatever. He says if they would have had any type of penetration, and what's that thing called, the where it tears after you are penetrated?
The hymen.
The hymen. He said then they would have known that something happened to them, and then also the vagina, it does collect a lot of DNA. So he said that would have happened. He said now it did happen to where 2 girls did get molested and raped by some guys. And again, they were bucking up to their high-ranking officials. The high-ranking officials was not having that shit, and they taught them a lesson. He says those girls went to the high-ranking officials, told them about it. Of course, the hymen was messed up and everything, and there was a whole investigation, and some of the officers got reprimanded, but they didn't get removed from their position or demoted or anything. He says the girls wanted us, as we knew who had did it, because we've seen that they had woke them up and all these things. He said they wanted us to go and testify. He said, hell no. I said, well, why didn't you do that? He says, did you not hear what happened to me? You think I'm about to get raped the second time for these girls that were sitting there running their mouth just like we did? He said, that's how it runs in the military. He says, when you sign that contract, they have total power over your body. There's nothing you can do about it.
Wow.
If they want to experiment on you, they can. And my uncle talked about the experiments that happened to him. And we're down the road, we're going to talk about these episodes about, you know, what he went through in the military. But he says, you sign your body over. They can tell and do whatever they want to you. And he says, right after those girls went and said that shit, he said pretty much they were the only two lone girls because nobody was going to sit there and speak up for them. He said right after that, he said the other girl, they had her doing some of the most ridiculous things to where she fainted and passed out and they discharged her. The other girl, she could not take all the physical and mental abuse that they was doing to her. And so she asked to be discharged from the military. She said, that's what happens. This is why this don't ask, don't tell. He says it's a lot of homoerotic stuff that go on there. All that grunting, yeah, you know, they got to have a chisel face. And he says most of it's from the white men. They like that stuff. And they be married with kids and everything. So I'm not surprised that Grindr crashed. I'm telling you, we're going to get into some stories. We're going to get it because I can tell you about foster care too. We're going to get into some stories. But when he told me that, I was like, wow. I said, so now I understand the full scope of Don't Ask, Don't Tell and why it's so important. Because you telling on your high-ranking commander or something can get you fucked up in the military. And that's what they said, go ahead, Nikki.
No, I can't even fathom none of that. I couldn't put it past white folks, but that's why they don't ask, don't tell it. I wouldn't, I don't have ties to military. You know what I'm saying, where I really understand how that, but I wouldn't be surprised with you can't say something like that, or if it's bad enough, I know it would be worse for men to say I've been sexually assaulted because it's the military and because it's like a boys' club. But to have some shit like that, it don't surprise me because again, white people are very perverted. To them, it's not even always about sex. It's about that's what it is. And I mean, being in the military, that's like ultimate power. So it's like to them, a lot of sex, it's about the power. So I wouldn't be surprised at shit like that happening. I don't know if it's like if that's common practice. I would hope not, but yeah, that's some wild shit. Like that is
wild.
I don't even get a loss for words, but goddamn.
When he told me that, I was like, I said I dodged the whole bullet because you ain't about to be spitting, because he said what would cause the issue to happen with them, the high-ranking officials who were supposed to be doing the training with them, they eat eggs in the morning. They'll eat boiled eggs without brushing their teeth. So their breath smells just straight asshole. And so they'll be in your face barking and stuff. And he said their breath smelled just stunk. And he said they were just doing it over and over, and then people just got like fed up. But he says, looking at it now, he said that he would have just took the stinky breath over getting fucked by multiple dudes and passing out. And I was like, I said, I'm sorry for you, bro. I was like, I didn't even know what to say. Philip says not to discount his story because that could have been his personal experience. However, that's definitely not common. So it may be common at certain other locations because when they do basic training, they ship you off depending on where what branch you're going to. They do ship you off to different places. So, and some don't run like all the others, and so I was just like, it is what it is at that point. But we're going to go to the next video. Nikki's favorite person, Nick Fontes, he's been going in on Trump. And so we want to see what he has to say. And we're going to move into our political segment. So let's take a look.
People keep falling for it over and over again, which is that this is the classic Trump playbook. And it is always the same playbook. And it's very simple. Trump will get himself in trouble. He's unpopular. He makes some faux pas, especially when he's president. He's not delivering on policy. People are unhappy. Or it's an election. And this is when he will go to a rally or he will go on Twitter and he will say the most racist shit you've ever heard. He'll talk about shithole countries. He'll say he's moving the National Guard to the border. He'll describe himself as a nationalist and say we should say that more. This is the playbook. He's unpopular. People are not happy with the way things are going. He'll go to the rally, go to Twitter, and then he will shamelessly pander to our basest instincts. And by base, I don't mean based. I mean base, like our lowest impulses, our anger, our frustration, xenophobia, nominally. And he will say something to pander, to satisfy, to please on that front. It happens over and over again. Now, people keep falling for it over and over again.
So I want to read some of the comments. Somebody says, Nick knows what Trump is because he's the same way. Yeah, that's true. Somebody says that, the shit stain, calling the shit stain a shit stain. Somebody said he ain't lying. That's Trump's literal playbook. And another person says right message, wrong messenger. You know what gets me about this is that this is coming from a Mexican. You know what I mean? It's just like I think Nick Fuentes better be a little bit more careful because just how that was it the Kansas senator I put on yesterday, they will deport his ass too. They do what's it called? Remigration is what the new law. Remigration now is what the new law is. I said y'all better be very careful speaking on that stuff, especially if you half Mexican and half Latin or whatever, because just like that Kansas senator, they get y'all up out of here. Yeah, I will tell you this: Mark Rubio. I don't think he's gonna be. I don't think he's gonna be protected real soon either. They're about to get them up out of here. Watch.
Oh no, they not. They getting up out of here. They getting up out of here. And again, your last name is Nick. You didn't even change your fucking name, like you because he doesn't like when that picture you showed him that time we did a video with him standing next to the white person. Then you can tell how not white he is.
Oh yeah,
he's one of the types that because he doesn't have dark skin. He can get away with certain shit. No, they coming after you too because best believe the White House called him after Charlie because Nick Fuentes is far. And when they was like that groper shit, a groper or whatever the fuck type of shit, and somebody called him because he got up that we not about violence, we not about this, that, and the other, but they gonna too. I'm telling you, they want it to be all white, and they want anybody black people left. They expect us to be slaves and back in the fucking field again. That's what they want. They want us to be, whether it be jail or in the fucking field somewhere. That's it. Profit prisons. They're building them for a reason.
Well,
they want the bodies.
Well, speaking of that, I think we played this video probably, I think of 2 or 3 weeks ago, where we was listening to Mitch McConnell. He was talking to somebody, and he was telling the guy was saying that the blacks say that they're not going back in the field. We already know that there's going to be a fight with that, so we already know that's not going to happen. What they're going to do, and this is why they've been talking about, and if we've been paying attention, you know that they are passing that law, especially in Florida, where K through 12 has to go work in the fields and get a job. They're expecting white people to do it. They're expecting white people to do it. And they was like, well, the other guy was like, well, that's not going to work. He says, it will work. He says, when you sitting there starving their ass and they ain't got no food and they ain't got no money and they need something, he says they're going to do what they have to do to survive. And that's why all these farms and all this farms and stuff, that's why J.D. Vance is buying up. It's a whole orchestrated plan. He says, believe me and trust me. Yeah. He ass is going to work in these fields because he says the blacks ain't going to do it. We just going to deport them with the rest of everybody else after we get everybody else up out of here. And that's the plan that they have currently right now. What you say?
And I wouldn't be surprised because, again, think about it, making it worse and worse and worse.
Yeah.
They need you to be stupid so that you'll be a functional. They want everybody to be a functionally literate. They make it seem like going to school, oh, you're a liberal. You think you're smarter than us. You think you're this and it. Demonize. This is the only country that demonize. They demonize education here because the whole it's weird that you don't want people to know. That's why they like the Republican Party. That's why they love MAGA because MAGA is so racist that they love being stupid. They love racism more than education because if they were they wouldn't be making these dumbass decisions. They wouldn't be. Republican voters were educated. The majority of Republican voters are not college educated. They're functionally illiterate, which is why they vote the way Democrats vote the way that they vote, because we're more educated and we pay attention to what the fuck is going on. So if you pay attention to what's going on, you're more likely the right way. You're going to vote in your best interest. But when you are uneducated and racist on top of it, your racism first, you're not going to vote in your best interest because you think your race is your best interest. You think your whiteness is your best interest, but you're a poor white person, not a rich one. White people of a certain like the fact that white trash exists. But if white trash is gonna exist, let's make it to our benefit. And that's exactly what they're doing. They're using poor white trash to their fucking benefit. and these the poor white kid, because they still see themselves as being better than black people and everybody else. I'm poor white trash, but I'm better. That's why it bothers poor white trash to see educated black people. That's why it bothered that white man, that Latino, in a fucking Lexus truck. Like, you didn't have to have a Lexus truck. Bitch, you're white. If anything, you should have a fleet of them motherfuckers off your whiteness. If we going by y'all logic, you should have a fleet of fucking Lexus because of your fucking whiteness. Because isn't that the problem?
That part.
So you admit you admitting that your whiteness is not working for you in your faith. Fault is that because niggas didn't sell you that dream. White people, rich white people sold you that dream, that your whiteness will get you everywhere. So why the fuck are you mad at everybody else? You should be mad at the rich white people that sold you that bullshit, because we did. So it bothers we're working for when they see educated black women. They hate the fact that black women are the most educated demographic in this. So what do? You strip away the professions. Where you have doesn't mean anything anymore. And we're gonna fire you. We're gonna hire 2 white men for every 1 black woman. They're putting their mediocrity on fucking display, or they don't fucking care. Because they're literally, you got rid of DEI in the fucking airports, planes crashing left and fucking right. But you replace it with white people. Still fucking happening. This motherfucker off the real is sitting here telling us that that we for at the airport if we dress correctly. I need y'all to be for real. He literally said if we start dressing better, then the employees at the airport would act fucking wardrobe is dictating your fucking home training. I think it the fuck. So you mean to tell me I gotta wear I gotta be decked out in this motherfucker to get on? Oh, you know what? The plane crashed, but guess what? I was wearing a fucking bonnet. That's what did it. I knew it was something. Nigger had a bonnet on it.
Bonnet.
That's why the plane crashed. The black girl had a bonnet on, and the plane fucking crashed. If y'all don't get the fuck out of here, I'm so tired of white people. I'm just so tired of white TikTok. Don't allowed to say that shit. I'm tired of you. I'm tired of envelopians. I'm tired of you napkin American motherfuckers. Okay, I'm tired of you clear bitches. So it's fucking ridiculous. I just want them offering more so we can speed this shit the fuck up. Because nothing's gonna happen until shit start happening to them. Until I need it to be the Hunger Games at this point. Okay? I need it to be the Hunger Games because these white people ain't gonna feel what the fuck they need to feel. They're just not.
You know they have been fantasizing about it. I think Trump said that it's going to be like the Hunger Games. I guess they wanted to make a reality TV show about immigrants being able to stay here or something. And I'm telling you what, just how crazy this administration is, I'm pretty sure that somebody is in the works right now, probably already filming this thing already. I'm pretty sure they are. We're going to take a look at, crazy. We're going to take a look at one more video, and then we're going to do our throwback, and then we're going to close out our show. Again, everybody, thanks for the comments and everything. Joeport says it's too late. We're not saving them. Money for everything and everyone except the people that built this country. Clown College up in the White House. T-Coop, they're criminalizing so much to fill the jails, then 13th Amendment. All right, so we are going to go. Oh, did it freeze? I think it froze a little bit. Okay, we're going to go to the next video, and we're going to take a look again. Continue to write your comments. And give me a second.
You're not going to build anything up. Let's talk about the truth there, Pierce. I got to jump in here. When we talk about the founding of America, it was founded by European colonizers, built on the backs of enslaved Africans and on the genocide of indigenous people. To claim that it wasn't, just it literally was. The Homestead Act, which was finally repealed in 1987, gave hundreds of millions of acres of free land to white European immigrants while denying them to the descendants of enslaved Africans. And so even to this day, the single demographic, the largest demographic on public welfare are white Americans, and studies have been done on this.
What about the 6,000 slaves that died building the World Cup venues for the Middle East in 2020?
And we condemn
White
that.
guilt alert. Slavery right now. Don't throw that slavery to the United States.
What's and that's the difference between me and you. I have no problem condemning that slavery by Qatar during the World Cup. I have zero.
Why don't you lead with that? That was the most recent.
Because it's
Why
not
are we
the
not
topic.
holding them accountable? The difference is that I
Because
want
that's
there
not
to
the
be
topic.
accountability and restitution there, but there is no accountability and restitution or reparations for the enslaved Africans and their descendants who suffered genocide. And we rewrite this history. Well, we built it by our bootstraps.
No, you didn't.
We built it on the backs of the enslaved Africans. And to the comment that Islam is new to America,
No, it's not.
1/3 of those Africans were Muslim.
Thank you.
Who were forced into Christianity.
Yes.
Who were beaten and murdered and raped.
Yes.
This is the legacy of this country, and for us to move forward,
It's the legacy of the world, bro. The legacy of the world. Slavery's been everywhere, and it still exists in the Middle East.
White guilt
It hasn't been here in a while. Hundreds of thousands of Americans died again.
The only ones that abolished slavery was America. America was.
Oh my God! Hey, Valentina, you ignorant bigot! Americans were not the only ones on the first to go back slavery. Shut up!
The world's trying to get here because whatever we did works. It's the greatest country in the world. That's what I'm doing.
With a known war criminal, and you're trying to lecture me. I'm agreeing. We shouldn't be supporting those people. My question to you is, why do you continue to support a president who is rubbing elbows with MBS? Who, Donald Trump and Pete Hegseth have killed more people than Jeffrey Dahmer with these illegal strikes, which are clearly.
You're not going to build a.
So let me read some of the comments. Somebody said this Latina dependent white supremacy looks deranged. Wow, unhinged energy. Somebody else says they look like they're receiving this information for the first time. And then another person says, why was the lady laughing? It's so disgusting to see someone laugh when such is being discussed. And then one other person says, he's so awesome, and the way he remains composed is beyond me. That is a skill level. And I actually like him. He does really, really good on there. But that's what get me about these that bitch in the middle was getting on my nerves. That's the problem. And this is why I tell people, she's Latin. This is a Latin woman. They're deporting their own people. The lady that was arrested, she was legal. I wonder when they're gonna come get her. When they come get her, I don't want her crying. I don't want her saying she's a legal citizen. I want her to have that same smirk on her face with that old raggedy ass hair that she has. I want her to smile and do the same shit that she did on this damn show. And that's another thing that I don't like what white folks do. They always deflect and blame somebody else. But what about this? What about black on black crime? Let me tell you something. I'm gonna say this, and I don't care how white folks feel about it or anybody else. There will never be nobody that come close to white folks when it comes to genocide and murder. The only group that comes close, and this is saying a lot as well, is the Asians, and that's because of the Genghis Khan conquest. That's because of the dynasty wars. That's because of the rape of named king with Japan. Japan was very violent. Japan did a whole 180 on their image. But I said, even with that being said, nothing comes close to white folks. You can look at everything they did in India. There was genocide in those people out there as well. Look at the whole thing that's going on with the Middle East and the stabilization. Look at what happened in China and why China had to get their asses up out of there. Look at what happened in Argentina. They eradicated all the dark-skinned people there, and then now all this white skin, light skin, and they still can't get that shit together. I just want y'all to go review what's going on in Argentina right now. All white country, still can't get their shit together. Then go look at what happened in Australia. Massacred the Aboriginals, took their land, and then still to this day, there was a few, this happened a few months ago, told them that these people, they have a lineage there for thousands of years that they cannot own land. Do we need to talk about Africa? I think we know this story. Do we need to talk about the Native Americans? I think we know the story. Same with Canada. Canada got this whole cutesy image and stuff. You're forgetting all those white folks are there. Guess who was there before them? The Aboriginals. And guess what happened? They massacred them. The common denominator is white people. Y'all can talk about slavery all you fucking want. You can try to dance around it. You can try to say it's this group and that group and this. But the common denominator in all the issues that has happened has been from white folks. And it's been the bad ones that's doing it. And then we have the good ones that sit by and say, oh, I'm a good white person. But you just stand by and watch the shit happen. I mean, you just as complacent as they are. Nikki, what do you think?
I definitely I agree. If that lady laughing at you until they come knocking on your motherfucking door, and then you're gonna be sitting there crying because you're gonna want everybody, oh, help me be together. It's like we just said it. Every time you tell white people they fucking crimes, they well, what about the what about the and everything is never worse than what the fuck they did. Nothing is ever gonna be worse than what the fuck white people have done. Oh, but we're slavery everywhere. We ain't talking about every fucking where. We talking about what the fuck happened here. We ain't talking about over there. We talking about here. It's saying when you slavery, that's when they remember that. Oh well, I'm Irish and my people came over here with nothing. Oh, so you had shit. My people came over. Oh, so you had this ain't your shit, right? So how the fuck you gonna tell me to go back to Africa when you fucker? You just also now you know you're not here. Now, oh, my people were slaves too. Oh, so you're not from here. This ain't your fucking country. I saw a clip with fucking Jason Aldean on stage talking about something. If you don't like what's going on in this country, get the fuck out, fucking country. Go ahead, get all the Latinos up out of here. And what the fuck you gonna do for Cinco de Mayo? Eat a goddamn taco with some fucking mayo in it? What the fuck you gonna do? You know what? If you get rid of you're gonna deport all the fucking Latinos, take all the goddamn seasoning. Take all of it. Take the fucking tacos, the burritos, the goddamn seasoning. Say what the fuck y'all got since y'all don't like it. Why the fuck did you hate Latinos, but you want to eat their shit? The minute you taste our fucking food, you act, oh my god, this is how you niggas eat. This is what you did when we starved you. Imagine what you would do instead of fucking food. It's just they are so drunk. White people are so fucking drunk, and it's no reason to be. It's like y'all. How the fuck are you the oppressor and the oppressed at the same fucking time? We create situations to make them seem oppressed, and all we can do is laugh at this shit because where bitch. You have a whole system in place to oppress us. We can never oppress you. Okay. Now we don't have the power, nor do we shit to want shit like that to anybody. We just want to be left the fuck alone. A system of oppression against any fucking body. That's that shit. So hey, let's go ahead and have a level playing field because we're gonna be the fuck all right. Y'all are afraid of the level playing field because everything you have is stolen. It's a harvest from people. All y'all know how to do is steal. You don't know how to organically create anything. Because if we stop making videos, if we stop, if golf we wrapped in another fucking link out, everybody, we are the blueprint for everything you people have. Everything. And let them tell it, oh, they're the fuck you're not. You stole everything. Elvis, you fat peanut butter and bacon banana eating sandwich motherfucker. You stole every goddamn thing. Oh, you the king of fucking rock and roll. No, bitch, it was. Who the fuck are you? To steal it from niggas. And then, but we're so inferior. Yet everything we have, y'all take it. Every fucking invention, practically everything you fuckers touch today, a black or brown person invented that shit. You just slap your face, you steal it and slap your face on it. So you think white people invented it. But yeah, y'all are fucking drink.
Yeah, I keep telling everybody, it's just when you look at stuff, I'm just like, for you to literally sit there and say that, you know, that you guys are superior at the history of everything. You like, I didn't build anything. I mean, literally, I mean, everything has either been built by, if you look at all the technology now and things that's going on now, it's either been done by blacks or Asians. Most of the people that's doing all the hard work, especially building all the houses and stuff and the construction, that's by Latin people. All the things when it comes to certain types of, like, you know, making sure they can get over there to be in the Middle East, to be able to get closer to certain issues. Well, the Middle Eastern people are allowing you to do that. It's just like, without everybody else, they don't have anything, especially when it comes to black. So it's just one of those things. But We're going to end up closing out the show. We're going to show a few videos. For some reason, Instagram is not working correctly in terms of trying to get it for me to do a throwback. So we're just going to play some of the closeout videos, and then we're going to continue from there. And I want you to take a look at the first video. Oh, sorry, y'all. I think something's wrong with it. Let me try it again.
That's freezing up.
Yeah, it's freezing up real bad.
If you don't want to die.
All right, let's try another video. If not, we'll show it during our Sunday show since this is our last show for this week, as we'll be coming back. Yeah, the internet's not working correctly right now. I'm so sorry, you guys. So we're going to end up closing out the show. Sorry that the internet's messing up currently right now. But Nikki, where can they find you at?
You can find me on YouTube at Nicknack23, NIKNAK23. There is a new episode of The Bitch Happens Now. It's called When Low Value Dick Meets Poverty. Wait. Poverty, something like that. I got it. Any episode, I talk a poverty line. So sorry, y'all. But it's a good episode, and I'm breaking down how Black women destroyed the Black family with government assistance. So make sure you check that episode out. And the quarter will be back this Sunday at 7 p.m. So we're gonna work on getting that up. Got some new content coming, you guys, and some new FTP clips will be on Instagram. So there you can find me. Bitch on the backup is bitch _happens 2.0, and page is our old page get closed out soon. So on Instagram we are For the People Pod, right? It's the full name. It's For the People Podcast Show. Instagram is our name, as well as on YouTube.
Awesome. Sorry, it's really messing up real bad. Before I close out the show, I want to give a shout out to our 2 super chats because you're helping us reach our goal. HACF, thank you so much. You always supporting. You've been one of our first viewers since the beginning. So thanks so much. We really do appreciate it. And Mr. Phone Positive, our first super chat of today, and also our largest as well. So thank you as well. As always, y'all, as she stated before, we have the FTP store out as well. So I think everything is on sale until the 14th of December. In addition to that, also, if you want people to see our videos, make sure to download it and send it to them because, YouTube acting a little funny too as well. All of our content that's on the other social media platforms has been having some issues as well. But other than that, we appreciate everything you guys do. We appreciate all you guys coming out, regulars as well. And as always, please